Good evening. You all sound very enthusiastic. How about a good evening?
Good evening.
Very good, very nice. We're happy to see everybody here tonight and we welcome you. We're going to move on and we will be following the agenda. So now please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. Moving right along, may I get a motion for the approval of the January 9th minutes?
Make a motion to approve January 9th minutes as presented.
Second the motion. Okay. Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor for approval, do so by raising your right hand. Next, the approval of the meeting agenda, and we do have some additions. Innovation project, update, personnel addendum, finance, ESS, a substitute staffing and management services.
Make a motion to accept the agenda with the amendments.
All right, any discussion? There being none, all those in favor for approval do so by raising your right hand. Next is recognitions and announcements.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We have wonderful things to celebrate this evening, and we will begin in just a moment by asking Mr. Kerry Garrison to come forward for a very special presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Superintendent. Superintendent.
Thank you very much, Superintendent Dr. Cindy Bennett, and to the Chairman, Madam Chair, Vance County School Board members, to administrative staff, to the teachers, other public school staff who are here, and general public friends. It is my high honor on this evening to make a very, very special presentation to a very, very special person. One who is not unfamiliar with many persons throughout Vance County and beyond. One who has a tremendous history of public service in the state of North Carolina and beyond. This special award tonight is given by the state, which is the state's highest award given since 1963 to persons who have made significant contributions to their communities and to the state through exemplary service and exceptional accomplishment. Our honoree tonight has over 40 years of service in Henderson and Vance County and beyond. She has been an outstanding organizer, leader, and advocate for civil rights, voting rights, and environmental justice. Additionally, she has served as a member of the Vance County Board of Education for 32 years. Notable of her accomplishments it happens to be that she was serving on the Vance County Board of Education when the school board was a plaintiff in the Landreau case, seeking equal funding for low-wealth school districts. Additionally, she was active and supportive of litigation that changed Vance County's at-large voting to district voting, establishing majority-minority districts that gave African Americans an opportunity to get elected to public office. Also, she has been very, very supportive of environmental justice since with the PCB protest in Warren County that was occurred in 1982. It is my high honor to present tonight the Order of the Longleaf Pine Award to none other than Margaret A. Ellis. Ms. Ellis, I love you. This lady is also, she's the mother of the civil rights movement in Henderson, Vance County, and the surrounding area, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who may not know. It's a good friend of mine. And the Order of the Longleaf Pine reads, State of North Carolina, Roy Cooper, Governor. Reposing special confidence in the integrity, learning, and zeal of Margaret Alston Ellis. I do, by these presents, confer the Order of the Longleaf Pine with the rank of Ambassador, extraordinary privilege to enjoy fully all rights granted to members of this exalted order, among which is the special privilege to purpose the following North Carolina toast in select company anywhere in the free world. Here's to the land of the longleaf pine, the summer land where the sun doth shine, where the reap grows strong and the strong grow great. Here's to down home, the old North State.
Be quiet now. What an honor. We are so very proud of you, fellas, and everything you have done and how much you mean to this community. Thank you so much.
Oh, good.
Thank you, all of you tonight, for if you supported me or if you didn't. But if you supported the Vance County school system, then that's the most important part. Continue to support because the children need you. You might not come until something special that you think is happening. But the children need you every day, every time you can come by here and see what's going on. You don't ever know what's happening. You don't know what's happening behind these closed doors if you do not come. So now remember that I said that, because if you don't come, it's you. All right.
Thank you so very much for being with us this evening. Next, we would like to recognize a very special group of educators for outstanding teacher performance. The State Department of Public Instruction and the General Assembly look at test data for each year. And those teachers who rank in the top 25% of the state are recognized with a $2,000 bonus. And those who represent the top 25% of our district are also recognized for reading or math. And so we're so excited to have a wonderful group of educators with us this evening. They have already received their checks, so they're excited about that. But in turn, we wanted to recognize them publicly here this evening and to say how proud we are of them. So again, top 25% in our district, and some are also the top 25% in the state.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Dr. Bennett, members of the board. Thank you again, as usual, for allowing me an opportunity to speak on behalf of our teachers. As I call your name, if you're present, please come forward, receive your certificate, and approach the center of the room to have the picture taken. Catherine Wilson. Marisha Martin. Annalisa Mahogany. Joshua Tillman. Genevieve Lindsay. Sharita Jones.
Go shake again.
Colleen Taberski. Reagan Ross. Fee McCoy. Joy Herndon. Robin Tanner Sawyers. Adam Williams White. Janelle Downer. May Reed. Alicia Sharon. Mega Nayak. Grant Hairston. Lynn Conley. And Rowanna Evans.
Teachers, if you represent the top 25% in student growth, you represent the top 25% of growth in our district. Would you please raise your hand? Represent the top 25% in the state. Would you raise your hand? Each of you, we ask that you just continue to do the things that you're doing because it certainly is working for kids. Thank you so much.
Some of the shorter folks in the front, where I would be standing. And just make some space in between the shoulders here, so we make sure we get everybody. Oh, yeah, here's another short.
Thank you. What a great group of teachers. Next, we'd like to ask Dr. Jim Hall to share with us some work from the district during February African American Heritage Month. Dr. Hall?
Thank you. I'm the K-12 social studies instructional specialist, and each month, well, not each month, certain months, we have Heritage Month, and we push out things to teachers on those months. So I just want to go through the things that we're doing for Black History Month this month. As a prequel to Black History Month, we had 533 students attend the 22nd African American Cultural Celebration Day, which is a virtual day for the North Carolina Museum of History. And that beat our previous record, which we're keeping track of numbers before that, but previous record with Native American Heritage History Day, virtual day, which we had 350. students attend that trip. So it's great, there's a bunch of students from our district, very impressed by those numbers. In addition, of course, with every Heritage Month, including Black History Month, we have a bunch of resources that we provide to the teachers. We have our Black Heritage Month, History Month general resource page. That includes general resources for our teachers, but also it includes K-5 lesson plans, middle grade lesson plans, and high school lesson plans. And according to the teachers, they've been using up many of these materials in the classroom. As I've stressed to them all the time with our Heritage Months that we have, it's not just about that month, it's about all year as well. So we want to incorporate these resources into their classroom all year. The other thing that I do as part of Black History Month is we put out a quote every morning. So we have a Black History Month quote every morning. For example, you see on the slide deck, we have one from Barack Obama. Of course, we have Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Maya Angelou, and quite a few others as well. We encourage teachers to use those in the classroom as part of their instruction. It's a good way to get students talking about Black History Month. They're talking about their content in particular and just getting deeper into the content. And then finally, this is some information that went out in our Black History Month general resource page. Encourage our teachers to get involved in virtual field trips with the National Museum of African American History and Culture. There are 4 virtual field trips that planned for this month, which all of our teachers can freely join in. It's a great opportunity for them to get instruction, literacy instruction associated with social studies. In addition, there was another one which is not up here, which was this past Friday, which is a space for us all, which was kind of STEM related and history related, looking at Black achievements in space. So those are the things that we're doing for Black History Month. Very impressed with what the teachers have done this year. Can't wait until next year because we're at build and add on to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Warner, sharing with us on National School Counseling Week.
Okay, last week, North Carolina observed and celebrated National School Counselors Week. At this time, I would like to recognize the wonderful individuals in our district who are responsible for providing guidance and support to the students in our district. As we call your name, please come forward. Monica Adams, ACOP. Caitlin Norton, Farber and E.O. Young. Valerie Burning, Clark. Veronica Young, New Hope and D3. Marshana Evans, Pinkston Street. Nicole Anderson, E.M. Rollins. Connie Jones, L.B. Yancey. Latanya Robinson, Zeb Vance. Marsha Harris, Advanced Academy. Carol Williams, Vance County Early College. Crystal Jeffcoat, Vance County Middle School. Andrea Revis, Vance County Middle School. Joyce Hunt, Vance County High School. Jamie McLean, Vance County High School. And Eric McLaren, Vance County High School. If it pleases the board at this time, I would like to read a proclamation sent down by Governor Roy Cooper. Whereas school counselors are employed in public and private schools to help students reach their full potential. And whereas school counselors are actively committed to helping students explore their abilities, strengths, interests, and talents as these traits relate to career awareness and development. And whereas school counselors help parents and guardians focus on ways to further the educational, personal, and social growth of their children. And whereas school counselors work with teachers and other educators to help students explore their potential and set realistic goals for themselves. And whereas school counselors seek to identify and utilize community resources that can enhance and complement comprehensive school counseling programs and help students lead fulfilling and impactful lives. And whereas comprehensive development school counseling programs are an integral part of the educational process that enable all students to achieve success in school. Now, therefore, I, Roy Cooper, Governor of the state of North Carolina, do hereby proclaim February 6th through 10th, 2023 as National School Counseling Week in North Carolina and commend its observance to all citizens.
Before you all sit down, I would like to recognize Ms. Harris. She said she's had enough of us. She is going to retire. I would like to thank her for her commitment and sticking it out here at Vance County. So please give her a hand up. Oh, thank you. I love you.
The last recognition this evening is for School Bus Drivers Appreciation Day. Mr. Purdue?
It's very nice to be able to continue to recognize the good things going in the district. And with me is Kevin Ross, Transportation Director at Vance County Schools. And we've got a list of drivers that is a sampling of the committed drivers that we have that just do great things every day to get our kids to and from school. And I'm gonna call the names, most are in attendance, that they'll come up as I call their names. Mr. Albert Bullock. James Burton. Mrs. Phyllis Evans. Lisa Hargrove. Kelly. Mr. Clifton Lewis. Ms. Sheila Orr. Mr. Keith Purnell. And Mr. Trisha Terry.
Come on, baby. We right into it, but
And I'd like to also recognize a proclamation made this week by Governor Cooper as well. Every year, the week of Valentine's Day, the Love the Bus campaign is for Bus Driver Appreciation Week in North Carolina. And this is a couple of simple things that we take for granted that the drivers do for us every day. North Carolina, over 13,000 school buses carry more than 790,000 students to and from school every day. Without school buses and school bus drivers, many public school students would have unsafe and unreliable transportation to and from school. School bus drivers travel thousands of miles each school year, navigating rural roads, neighborhood streets, and multi-lane highways to deliver students to their schools and home safely. Weather and road conditions, student passengers, and other motorists also create obstacles to them in their daily endeavors. The state of North Carolina salutes and appreciates school bus drivers and recognizes the invaluable contributions they make to public education and student safety every day.
Thank you, Mr. Purdue. And am I correct that these drivers had,
These drivers that you see before you today, they had perfect attendance last week. Please, getting out of the bed, making it an endeavor, and it's easy to roll back over. They did not. They got out and did their jobs every day, and that's a lot to say for you.
the board just wanted to acknowledge just a small token to say, we appreciate you. Thank you.
so much.
You know, seem like we got a certificate, we got a check. don't we?
Yeah.
Right along, there are no comments from the public. So we'll move on to the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Ms. White. As we move forward this evening, we'd like to begin with our fiscal oversight monthly report. Mr. Super?
Yes, before you have the fiscal oversight monthly report, all accounts have been reconciled through December 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Super, for you, your department, and the wonderful work that you do. As it relates to COVID, of course, there are still cases of COVID lingering on. The highest count for the district of verified COVID cases was 6, and that was on January 31st. So we continue to adhere to the safety protocols and the clinic protocols to keep the COVID virus away. Another bit of good news as we talk about Heart Health Awareness Month and a project that we as a district have embarked upon, the Adam Project. I'd like to ask Ms. Salmon and Mr. Warner to share briefly about the Adam Project.
Thank you.
The Adam Project is an initiative that our district would like to take. Currently, there's one other school district in the state that has become a heart health safe school district. And we are working towards becoming the second. This is where we will make sure there is an AED within 3 minutes of anywhere on any campus in our district. That we also have ample number of staff trained in CPR and AED protocols and have a crisis plan for each school in our district as well. So that's something we have started and plan to continue to work towards. We have training this week, and hopefully by the 23-24 school year, we'll be fully a heart health safe district through Project Adam.
Again, a wonderful project that as a district we want to participate in.
And we're moving forward with that. We do have AEDs on every campus. We have recognized, as was spoken, that we need to add a few, 3 minutes, anywhere, any campus, 3 minutes. And increasing the number of trained folks within our district who know how to use an AED on an adult or a child. So this is a big project. We're excited to be a part of this. We also have a partnership with Duke University Hospitals. The next is our annual conference.
Can I just add something? And also, I'm on the advisory council at our Rockland Hospital, and I've talked with them also about coming in and helping with CPR. So our students will be able to use the AED and also be able to administer CPR. Since that incident with the football player, you know, that a lot of people have gone and they want to make more people more aware. So if something happens, they can be equipped to help.
Thank you, Ms. White. Absolutely. Mr. Horner is working with Mariah Parham, and we will begin by offering the training to all the athletes of the high school, and then we will continue to incorporate other groups. Again, another way for us to be a safer community. As we move forward, the annual comprehensive financial report for fiscal year 2022 was presented to the board. And at this time, we do need a motion for approval of the annual comprehensive financial report.
I move that we board approve and accept the annual comprehensive financial report for the year 2022.
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor for approval, raise your right hand.
And the last thing in the superintendent's report, wanted to bring you up to date with innovation. As we talked about in cabinet this morning, we're constantly looking for ways to innovate, to improve and to enhance the experiences for our students. So I'd ask Dr. Destiny Ross Putney to share with you a wonderful experience that she and I were invited on with other groups from across the state, and you can see the picture recently to visit the St. Vrain School District right outside of Denver. Dr. Ross Putney?
Thank you, Dr. Bennett. Good evening, Madam Chair and board members. As Dr. Bennett said, we were able to visit St. Vrain, Colorado for a high-tech learning expedition. We were joined by 15 other districts in North Carolina to this experience. On the next slide, you guys can watch the video as it rolls, but I'll just give a recap of some of the things we were able to engage in. One of the main things that we took away were just being able to see more innovative approaches to learning that we could offer our students here, as well as being surrounded with other innovative thinkers. We did a lot of strategic planning. We were there with other superintendents as well as other innovative leads around who are the right people for this work, what does the places look like, what practices need to be in place, as well as what programs should be in place in order to give our students all of these experiences to prepare them for high-tech careers. We traveled and we visited 3 different sites. 2 was a middle school, a high school, as well as a innovation center that they have there as well. And we were able to see some of the programming that they did. Rather than being discouraged by the fact that our demographics didn't match or our funding didn't match because they were a relatively wealthy district, we saw a lot of opportunity that we could bring back to our students. So just continuing the work with Spark and the TIP, which is the innovative project. Last spring, we were able to take 2 students from the early college, and they actually did a design project. Now we have some students and some teachers who are working with our teamships, who are also just being some thought partners as it relates to what is it that our teachers could be doing, what could we be offering in our schools to truly prepare them for tech careers. And then they're also looking to use the Vance County Center for Innovation as one of the innovative hubs. So again, we just thank you guys for your continued support in our efforts to bringing innovation to our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ross Putney. And again, with a multi-billion-dollar budget in a very wealthy district, we did not come away to say we can't do any of this. We came away with nuggets of things we were already doing and other things we're going to do. And also, just last week, we were also invited to share some of the work on innovation and well, I'll just say innovation is probably our best way to say it. At another conference, and so Mr. Horner and Ms. Salmon were able to go and share there. So we just look forward to people not just traveling out west to visit innovative sites, but to come here. And so we are ready to have those wealthy and innovative school districts come right here to North Carolina. We have something to show them as well. Thank you very much.
Next, we'll move in on the board's standing committees. First, we have the Personnel Committee, which met on January 25th. And some of the things we talked about was the personnel summary. And you all have gotten that in your informational, your books, and also you have an addendum in your folder. At this time, I would make a motion to approve the personnel recommendations along with the addendum. Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor for approval, raise your right hand. And some other items that we discussed and for information were the projected vacancies, recruitment information, and I think our HR department is doing a wonderful job. They have some job fairs that they plan to attend, and they may take Mr. Oxendine along since he said that he would like to do some also. Pathways to practice, and that was an informational item. And also we talked about the ESS substitute system, and we'll be looking at that a little further when we get to finance. And it was other item just talking about student services, and we'll talk more about that when we get more information on that at our next meeting, which will be, when's our next meeting? Misty?
March 7th.
Thank you. Well, she says March 7th, but we'll get more information on that. But thank you. Next, we'll move on to finance.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening again. Before you, we have Finance Committee meeting minutes for January 25th. Contracts that were brought to the committee were Pathways to Practice, Paxton Patterson, Project Arrow, Rave Panic Alert System. Also, a budget amendment was brought forward, and this will bring all funds budgeted through January 20th, and the total amended appropriation is $108,672,840. Being no further discussion, Ms. Cobb motioned and Mr. Perry seconded 3-0. Vote to take the Pathways to Practice, Paxton Patterson, Project Arrow, Rave Panic Alert System contracts and the budget amendment to the full board for approval. Being no further discussion, Mr. Perry motioned and Ms. Cobb seconded the vote. Take the Rave Panic Alert System to the full board. And then being no further business, the meeting adjourned at 12:53, and the next Finance Committee meeting will be held on February 22nd at 12 o'clock.
We get a motion that we approve those items.
Make a motion to approve those items.
Second.
Second by Mr. Perry. Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor for approval do so by raising your right hand.
Yes, ma'am. We also have before the board tonight the ESS substitute staffing and management system. This is to help mitigate staffing shortages and additional duties that are required from certified teachers. And this is ESS is an industry leader in substitute permanent talent management for pre-K through 12th grade districts, and they provide support services, administrative relief, assistance in recruiting and reporting. They also offer many benefits to the substitute teachers that Vance County Schools cannot, such as weekly pay, health benefits, initiatives, and 401k. The financial impact goes beyond the dollars spent on this contract, and substitute fill rates are above 90% and mitigate many staffing issues that VCS is currently facing. There is a 34.5% markup on the cost of a normal substitute, However, this money is saved by eliminating continuous onboarding training, eliminating social security taxes, unemployment claims, and eliminating the current substitute management software, which is Frontline. Funding would come from various funding sources and would mainly follow how we pay current substitute teachers. And substitutes are mainly paid from the same funding source as a teacher who is absent. And the administration is requesting the board to approve the contract with DSS as the district substitute management system, and this is a one-year contract.
All right, and just to say a little bit more about this, but right now, a lot of times we have trouble getting substitutes. Even with the management system that we're using now. Sometimes the administrators have to get on the phone and call around trying to get people in. With this company, they will do all the recruitment. Administrators, anybody else who does a call won't have to make any more calls. The people who are employed through ESS, they will get benefits, like, insurance. They will be able to use a 401k. They get bonuses. And this company will do all the training. As far as, because when you look at things with benefits, with the FICA, what we have to pay, we will no longer have to pay that. This company will do all of that, all the recruitment, all the training. They will pay for drug screens. So I think this is a good move. And I think a lot of school systems are going with systems like this because it just takes a lot of time if you have to look for subs. And if things don't work out, the contract is for 1 year. And so we can see what they're working with. So it will be my motion that we approve this contract with ESS.
Second.
Chairman, make the motion.
I made the motion and you seconded it, yes.
I have a question on where are they located? In the,
Dr. Caraway, I'll let you respond since you've had the most conversation with him.
Yes, ma'am, I'm not sure of the location of the company. I do know they have a management system in North Carolina, and the regional representative that we've been working with is out of Wilmington, North Carolina.
out of them.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the cost for the board?
There would be an additional, there's a 34.5% markup on what we normally pay our substitutes now, which is currently $89 for a non-certified substitute, and then $109 per day for a certified substitute. So that would be an increase of 34.5%.
On top of that.
Yes, ma'am. But we are also eliminating, we don't have to pay FICA anymore. We would not have to pay for our frontline system anymore. We would not have to worry about unemployment claims or anything along those lines as well too.
Do the substitutes normally come from this area? I mean,
Yes, ma'am. They will go out and recruit substitutes for us. They will go to ball games. They will go to car rider pickup lanes. They will go to Food Line or Walmart or wherever. And they will also take the substitutes we currently have and they would go over to the ESS substitute system, management system as well. And then they would also go out to the community, faith-based organizations, civic organizations, and recruit more substitutes for us to help fill the pool.
And they also will get paid weekly.
Yeah.
Any further discussion or questions? There being none, all those in favor for approval do so by raising your right hand. Next, building and grounds.
Building and Grounds Committee met on January 25th. The administration is currently going over plan, working on a plan to present to county commissioners on our roofing needs and paving project. And you can see in our minutes, we've got several schools that need new roofs and also the Advanced Academy district maintenance and transportation warehouse, and the amount needed for that, those roofs would probably come to about $6 million. For paving, we're probably looking at about $2 million, $2.5 million. That's just information that was brought to us by Mr. Purdue. ESSPR, that the learning environments, outside learning environments are on the way and will be installed in the school for learning use shelter, their environment shelters, learning environment shelters, is what I want to say. Transportation, Kevin Purdue informed the committee that the district school bus inspection results from BPI were better than last year. The district scored a 42 last year and earned a 37, the lower you go, the better your score. Earned a 37 this year, which was in line with the typical state average. And we are short-staffed, but did better. Thank you. That's my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Hartness. Next, we'll move on to policy.
Policy committee met on January 25th, and we actually went over the 7,000 series of policies. And of those series, we just had about 8 that we made changes to, and the changes that was made to those policies, it was just the leadership structure title change. And those were the 7100, 7235, 7240, 7262, 7263, 7310, 7315, and 7422. We also had one which was dealing with face covering, and we actually voted to delete that policy currently because we are not dealing with face covering. And we visited the policy 4318 that actually dealt with wireless communications. And we found out that we already had that policy in place. The only thing that we need to do with that policy is just enforce what we already have. And we think that will actually work. And our next meeting will actually be on February 22nd at 12:30. And we need a motion to accept the changes of the leadership structure and title change and to delete the policy.
So is that your motion?
Yes, that's the motion.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? There being none, all those in favor for approval, do so by raising your right hand. Thank you, Ms. Next, we move on to curriculum.
The curriculum committee met on January 26, 2023. Improvement updates, Dr. Powers shared that the district improvement plan was submitted on December 9th, 2022, and we received feedback on December 31st, 2022. We have had a structured meeting schedule since September 23rd, 2022, and are currently working on action steps weekly. Under district support, Dr. Powers shared that we're meeting with principals on a monthly basis, and Dr. Bennett asked to start having some supplemental sessions with the elementary and secondary principals. First meeting with elementary principals was January 4th, and for secondary principals was January 19th. Both sessions went very well, and all of our principals participated in the NC Instructional Leadership Academy. The next section, the M-CLASS and the iReady MOI testing are currently taking place. We worked with principals in February on the outcome. Dinah and Dr. Bennett asked to share that information with the committee at the next meeting. The elevation of Dreambox, Dr. Powell shared the curriculum and digital instructional team an overview of the platform. We found that mathematics is the overall focus and is more developed than reading. Reading is currently being developed and is not completely aligned with the science of reading. Pathways are developed, but the platform does not currently have a diagnostic in place for assessing students. The next is exceptional children compliance. Dr. Powers shared that December head count was 691 and 702, which is 98.4%. The 1% justification is still, the 1% justification is still 8%. Reducing this number will take time, but it's a possibility given the training that's taking place. Dr. Ross, Center for Innovation. Dr. Ross Putney shared that there have been 265 room reservations, 84 internal BCS reservations, and 16% external reservations. There's been an increase in video lab usage, the most common use being for professional development. Center for Innovation, innovative upcoming programming. Dr. Ross Putney shared that in 2 weeks they will have K2 student experience thing called Innovation Liftoff. We will provide more specialized group offering for secondary, AIG, EOC, and OCS. We will have summer camps and use student interns to assist. Robo Advanced competition was the next area covered. Dr. Ross Putney shared that there's been a positive feedback from coaches and students. The school team will be showcased at Next Size, Next NEC, TIES, and have inter-district competitions planned for Saturday, May 6th at Vance County Middle School. Technology. Ms. Abbott stated that instructional updates for phase 1 have been completed and they are now working on phase 2. Chromebook with order submitted for $18.88. Completed without accounts was $14.95. She stated they have received funds for BCS student intern programs. Digital citizenship campaigns. Ms. Abbott shared information about the CIPA compliance. She stated there were 1,604 students in K-8 completed new lessons. The campaign ended December 16, 2022, and pizza party was held on January 6th. There was being no further business. The meeting was adjourned at 10 a.m. Committee meeting is scheduled for February the 23rd at 9:30.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wilson. Next, we'll move on to community and business relations. Mrs. Gooch.
The Community and Business Relations Committee met January the 25th at 11 a.m. Mrs. Salmon shared a lot of information. The Community and Business Relations Committee met January the 25th at 11 a.m. Mrs. Salmon shared a lot of information with the committee. She shared that the branded and logo for all schools are underway, as websites and social media platforms are showcasing the new logos. The North Carolina Symphony will be performing at McGregor Hall February the 9th for our students. The symphony was funded by the Vance County Public Schools Foundation. The Innovative School campaign is underway and application will be available available February the 3rd on our website, at the schools, and at the district office. The district is hosting an innovative school night at the district office on February the 15th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Applications are due by the 28th, and decision will be mailed by March 31st. Mr. Horner shared that each school created a marketing video that will enable them to share information about their school. The videos are being shared on social media. ASA Live will kick off on April the 22nd, and this year it is free for everyone. Sponsorship forms for ASA Live are due by April the 3rd. The goal this year is $20,000, and this is the primary fundraiser for Vance County Public Schools Foundation. And you will be hearing more about ASA Live. Vance County School is developing an internship program through the North Carolina Committee of Business Education. The application process is currently for students in grades 11 and 12, and the internship is paid. Mrs. Abby shared that the funding from the state covers the cost of supplies, materials, and wages, and has currently been extended into 2024. Ms. Sandler also shared that we have many partnerships that are supporting our district, including hygiene needs, food insecurities, clothing, warm weather essentials, school supplies, backpacks, and even tutoring services. Mako Medical adopted 2 schools, ensuring that each child received a toy for the holidays, and each staff member received a token of appreciation from them. Next meeting will be March the 7th.
Right, thank you. New business. Okay. Reoccurring items. Overnight field trips. There are no overnight field trips. Out of county transfers.
Madam Chair, we do have a request for 3 students leaving Vance County, transferring to Wake County Public Schools.
I heard that the transfer is approved.
Okay, do I get, okay, and a second by Mrs. Carr. Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor for approval, do so by raising your right hand. Okay, again, I want to thank everybody for attending tonight. And at this time, I move that we go into closed session pursuant to the provisions of NCGS 143-318.11 for purposes of discussing legal, personnel, and property issues. That is my motion. Give a second. All those in favor for approval, do so by raising your right hand.